As a medium, I deal with the dead all the time. The Halloween season for me is not really all that different from the rest of the year. However, it does bring us an opportunity to find some joy, have some fun, and what we do and how we carry on. Why is Halloween, though, a scary time of year? Why would our ancestors, our beloved dead, and the people that came before us, why would they be afraid of Halloween? Why would they be afraid of the ghosts and the goblins and the spookies? Why would they? And why would they want to light jack-o'-lanterns? There's a lot of history that goes along with Halloween. There's a lot of history that goes along with lighting candles and making offerings to our ancestors and our dead. Let me tell you a little story about something that happened to me this morning. As I was on my way into my studio space to see a client, there was a big traffic kerfuffle right in the middle of Littleton, right at the Opera House, right at the lights. And somebody had a bunch of white, long, they had to have been 12, 16 foot lengths of PVC pipe, and they were everywhere. And there was a whole bunch of people that had gotten out and were helping to gather up this PVC pipe. There was a frost last night, and I think what happened is this person went around the corner and the frost slid the pipes out of their truck. It didn't look like anybody had gotten hurt. And I looked at that instance and I was like, that is Halloween. That right there is Halloween. That energy of the chaos that the cold weather brings. There are all sorts of spirits in this world. Our ancestors would have been more terrified of the influenza virus than they would have been demons. And our ancestors may not have seen a difference exactly. There's a lot of old New England legends of vampirism, and they're mixed up with tuberculosis and consumption. There's all sorts of superstitions and things that our ancestors really leaned into when this time of year came about. This is when people were walking into the time of year where some members of their family were not going to walk into the spring or the summer. The harvest was happening. Animals were being slaughtered. Things were happening in terms of buttoning down the hatches for a long winter. The chances for illness, disease, and death were far greater. Our ancestors would have lit candles, jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, those sorts of things, would have made offerings in general to our ancestors to help us, to help. Think of the world of the spirit made up with all sorts of spirits, from the dead to our ancestors to the ghosts and the goblins of the land spirits. Those things seem to come about a little bit more, the chaos, the gremlins, if you will. Please be on the lookout for the gremlins in your life. These aren't necessarily ancestors. These could be all sorts of land beings. These could just be the fact that the world is getting a little bit darker and colder and the frost is coming out. But those are the things that we should be on the lookout for this Halloween. Chaos, trickster energy, weird things happening. Be on the lookout for it. And light a candle, whether it's inside a jack-o'-lantern or not, to your ancestors. Your beloved dead and those spirits that are around you all the time, well, they do need a little bit of energy, and the incense and the candles and the water and the coffee that we set out for them gives them that energy to help us make it through the day. And who knows, might actually give them a little bit of energy to help out with those ghosts and goblins that might be getting a little bit of a chuckle out of popping your tire. That's the Halloween energy that we got to look out for. So be mindful of the Bogarts, be mindful of the goblins, be mindful of the frost, be mindful of the sniffles, be mindful of all those things that you should be on the lookout this year. And have a happy Halloween.